Hey there, thinkers. Thanks for joining me, Quizmaster Jack, here on Thinking Game Trivia, as I play through Buzzword's pop culture and sports competition for the full year of 2024. We're in week 31, and for pop culture, I have a target score that I'm trying to beat of 101.
This game offers names meaning sky, shadow, or trust for the player's horse, who always dies.
Yeah, it's Ghost of Tsushima. Spoiler, the horse dies. That was a real bummer. Like an unnecessary thing that you did there, Ghost of Tsushima. A sucker punch joint, I believe. I don't know, solid samurai game. I would argue that it maybe needed a little lightheartedness to it. It was pretty dark and grim through the whole thing. And I realize that it's like in the middle of a war, but they were just like, nobody was happy in that game.
On this show, strange events often confounded the Air Force psychiatrist Dr. Bellows. The astronaut Tony Nelson eventually married this show's title character, who wore a midriff-bearing pink outfit. For 10 points, what 1960s sitcom starred Barbara Eden as a supernatural being?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, as I Dream of Jeannie. He was an astronaut. You forget, though it seems so wild that I felt like it had to be a recent show, like Eureka or something. But no, just I Dream of Jeannie.
A 1996 album by this singer that is the world's best-selling gospel album ever is the soundtrack to The Preacher's Wife. In 1992, this singer sang "I'll Think of You Every Step of the Way" on a hit from the soundtrack to The Bodyguard.
Okay, Whitney Elizabeth Houston. Yeah, that was like, maybe. I was kind of on Aretha Franklin for a little bit. But I don't know, they said, they talked about I Will Always Love You. Of course, it's going to be Whitney Houston.
This woman popularized the brand Warm & Wonderful's black sheep sweater, which the press thought she intended as a metaphor. John Boyd made a pink tricorn hat that this woman wore on her honeymoon after her televised 1981 wedding. For 10 points.
Is that Princess Diana? Okay. I had no knowledge of that, but 81 wedding. I mean, there was some knowledge there. It just seemed like about the time Diana and Charles got married.
In this film, a man investigates Giselle after meeting the ex-criminal Vampiro. In this film, a FARC leader is killed by Tim Ballard, who heads Operation Underground Railroad. Conspiracy theories arose from empty theaters showing, for 10 points, what 2023 Jim Caviezel film about child trafficking?
Yeah, that's really the only thing that's worth talking about. What was this called? Sure. Yeah, I knew Freedom was in there somewhere.
This singer delivers a pizza at the end of the video for Meghan Trainor's song Dear Future Husband. This singer says it's such a shame in a duet with Selena Gomez titled We Don't Talk Anymore. Wiz Khalifa's See You Again features, for 10 points,
who was on?
What singer of Marvin Gaye and Attention?
Charlie Puth on that? It was Charlie Puth. I was thinking it might have been Charlie Puth from the beginning. No knowledge. Just, hey, maybe that's something Charlie Puth would do, is show up at the end of a Meghan Trainor video. I was right to wait.
A character on this show is told to read The Call of the Wild by a talking dumpster fire. The world's largest serving of nachos was made to celebrate this show's 2022 revival on Paramount+. The MTV show Daria was
Okay. Yep. Beavis and Butthead. They probably talk about the Ryan Gosling skit at the end of this question. That's what I'm guessing. Beavis and Butthead, a staple. I preferred Daria. Daria was more my thing in terms of shows, but Beavis and Butthead's the classic.
This hero was once engaged to the singer Monica Lynn. After this man's father is murdered, he destroys the right hand of the villain Ulysses Claw, who wants to steal
Let's just say Black Panther. Yeah. Ulysses Claw, as played by Andy Serkis in a rare non CGI motion capture rig. Ulysses Claw, he stole vibranium from Wakanda. So that would be some Black Panther. It was probably T'Challa, but they said hero. They said this hero, so that usually means they want the hero name, not the character name.
This game was released in the same year its creator won a Best Original Screenplay Oscar for writing The Red Balloon. 2210 AD and Godstorm are spin-offs of this game, which uses red dice for attacking.
Oh, okay.
Regions such as Kamchatka form a world map in...
Just Risk? Okay. That was not video games at all. But that did get us over our target score. It's all 3 points from here. So probably like musicals now? Probably a musical?
Characters in this film discuss Sean Connery's movies before shooting a dog with a pellet gun. The narrator says Choose Life as Lust for Life plays to open this film, whose characters include Sick Boy and...
some real downer things in this episode of this week 31 of pop culture. Not a lot of real knee slappers in this one. Except for I Dream of Jeannie in strange company with Ghost of Tsushima, Trainspotting. 20-point improvement on our overall score. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where that puts me. I just try to improve every week, and we'll see where we end up at the end. Got an 18 on video games though. Pretty happy about that. Let's take it to the pitch now for sports.
After a cancer diagnosis, this golfer won a 10th major while wearing a colostomy bag. This golfer won 3 track and field medals at the 1932 Summer Olympics and pitched in MLB spring training games. 10 LPGA majors were won by...
This is about the time of Diedrichsen. Okay. Almost spelled it right, too. And it had an extraneous C. Yeah, I always know her as Babe Diedrichsen. I keep forgetting what I think Zaharias is her married name.
This man is the only visiting quarterback to record a perfect passer rating in a playoff game. This man, the first starting QB to win 3 Super Bowls, won his second over Dallas with a touchdown pass to Lynn Swann. For 10 points, what quarterback won 4 1970s Super Bowls?
What's this guy's name?
Steelers?
It's Terry Bradshaw. He said Lynn Swann. I was like, well, it's a Steelers guy, but I just didn't remember what his name was. We have 83. 83 is the target for sports this week.
In a 2002 playoff game, this man scored 19 fourth-quarter points against the Nets during his team's 26-point comeback win. In 2001, Shaquille O'Neal coined this Kansas alumnus's nickname, The Truth.
Oh, Paul Pierce is The Truth. Iverson's the answer. Iverson's the answer, not The Truth. If I sat on that, I probably would have got Paul Pierce, but I felt pretty confident. Wrongly so. That's how it goes.
After retiring, this man invented and licensed steel-framed equipment that was sold as the Wilson T2000. In the 1920s, he was the youngest of the 4 musketeers who dominated tennis. The polo shirt was invented by, for 10 points, what French tennis player, whose apparel brand...
Was it Ralph Lauren? Lacoste, not Lauren. We're early going here, but I am guessing things wrong that people have also guessed.
A player at this position made a crucial error that enabled a Yankees rally in Game 4 of the 1941 World Series. A device used at this position was created by Bill Bueller and Steve Yeager. For 10 points, what position was primarily played by Dodgers Mike Scioscia, Roy Campanella, and Mike Piazza?
It's just catcher. Yeah, the device thing is probably the pitch comm that they were talking about, or they might just have been talking about the tools of ignorance, which is what some folks call catcher's equipment. But yeah, that felt like catcher the whole time, but I just didn't feel like the guess was good.
At Paris 2024, a runner from this country faded to 4th behind Cole Hawker and rival Josh Kerr after setting a blazing pace in the Olympic 1500-meter final.
Who was this guy?
400 meters hurdles record holder Karsten Warholm is from, for 10 points, what home country of Jakob Ingebrigtsen, which is in Scandinavia?
So it might be Denmark. It was Norway. I watched that Hawker race, but nobody remembers who got 4th.
In 2024, this man made a game-saving block against Aaron Neesmith and hit his head on the backboard.
Oh.
This man dislocated a finger in 2024 while dunking over John Collins. This guard out of Georgia was the first pick of the 2020 NBA draft. For 10 points, what Timberwolves star is known as...
Oh, it's Anthony Edwards, not Karl Anthony Towns? I was thinking Anthony Edwards, but I didn't think Anthony Edwards was with the Wolves. I thought that was Karl Anthony Towns.
In 2017, this 7-time Tip O'Neill Award winner bought teammate Zach Cozart a donkey for being named to the All-Star game. In 2022, this man passed Larry Walker for the most MLB games played by a Canadian.
Oh, who's the Canadian right now?
The 2010 NL MVP was, for 10 points, what first baseman who played 17 seasons for the Reds?
Was that Joey Votto? Was Joey Votto? I didn't know he was Canadian. I like my first Canadian first baseman as Justin Morneau. The list ends there.
This head coach was hired by his current team on the day that GM Scott Pioli was fired. In 2022, this man rehired former coordinator Matt Nagy after Nagy left the Bears. In 2024, he became the first coach since Bill Belichick to win consecutive Super Bowls. For 10 points...
Oh, it's just Reed. Yeah, it's just Andy Reid. This is all little details. Oh yeah, Matt Nagy went to the Chiefs. I forgot about that. Oh, seeing that guy on the sidelines during the Super Bowl. I just completely forgot about it.
This city, which was home to the NASL's Toros, hosted a 2024 Cup final that was delayed when fans rushed.
I remember that. Because the Copa America had its final game at Miami. Probably in no small part because that's Messi's home stadium. And then just couldn't handle the crowds. And it was a bad scene all around. And this run of sports was kind of a bad scene for me. 72 is not an improvement. I improved on pop culture, though. That's good. That's all I got for you this week. Thanks for watching. It was a quick one. I got stuff to do. So we'll see you next time. Bye.